my name's Shelby, and today I'll be talking to you about plastic waste. So, all types of plastic can be recycled. Most of them actually aren't recycled. According to National Geographic, 91% of plastic waste is not recycled. So, a lot, and over half just becomes waste in general. So, obviously, recycling needs to be increased. It not only affects us, but it affects the wildlife and our environment. I've done extensive research on it and want to share with you today and help you understand how serious our plastic waste problem is and give you some solutions on how to help it. So I'll be talking about plastic waste, what it does to the environment, and what solutions we can do to help it. So, we as people use way too much plastic not to recycle it. National Geographic also reports that 8.3 billion metric tons of plastic is produced, but out of that 8.3 billion, 6.3 billion goes straight to waste. So being that 91% is not recycled, only 9% actually is. It's over 75% of it actually is just wasted, not recycled, and goes straight to the landfill, the ocean, or our mainland in general. Of the plastic waste problem we have, water bottles play a big role as well. According to Healthy Living, 80% of the water bottles that we buy go straight to the landfill after use. Each year we throw about 35 billion water bottles away, according to EcoWatch, so we throw them away and barely recycle any at all. So now that you know a little bit more about the plastic waste problem, I can give you a little bit more insight on what it does to the environment. So, plastic waste is extremely harmful to the environment, to our earth, and the living things that are on it. Tons of plastic waste fills our oceans, and it's hurting them and the habitats that they have and the wildlife that is in them. According to EcoWatch, on the West Coast alone, 10 metric tons of plastic waste enter the Pacific Ocean every single day. And according to the Environmental Health News, more than 180 species of animals have been documented to ingest plastic waste. So birds, fish, marine mammals, and even turtles. So it's not only dangerous for the animals, it's also dangerous for us when plastic waste is entered into landfills. So if plastic waste is entered into a landfill and it's buried deep into a landfill, it can, according to studies, leak harmful chemicals and eventually end up in our groundwater, which also is pollution to our groundwater, which is poisonous to us. And if we were to ingest any of the chemicals, we can have, imbalance in hormones, lots of different health problems can come from ingesting those chemicals. So Fisher also states that it's extremely dangerous just for the groundwater in general, just because we ingest that as people, and that's everything that ingests the water, whether it's people, animals, anything whatsoever. So that's where it gets dangerous for us. Now that I've given you a little bit of insight on what it does to the environment, I can give you a little bit of problem solving, small solutions that you can do yourself to help out the environment. Although one solution may not solve our problem, we can do little things to help reduce the harm that plastic waste causes to the earth. So simple as reusing your water bottles. When you buy plastic water bottles, you can refill them, reuse them, instead of just throwing each one of them away. You refill every time you finish the bottle. If that's too much a hassle for you, you can also buy a reusable water bottle from the store, whether it's plastic, metal, whatever it is. As long as you keep it and just refill the water when you need it, that will cut down on waste and not improve recycling, but if you use the plastic water bottles and recycle those, that'll increase too. So, another idea to bring some pollution down and reduce some waste is the emphasis on recycling. So, if we emphasize recycling a little bit more and put more opportunities for people to recycle out into the world, it will increase. There's already some places, different states, different countries that use a reverse vending machine. So a reverse vending machine, basically, you put plastic and glass into the vending machine and it'll return you with 10 cents, 5 cents, whatever it is. So these have increased recycling in other states and countries. So if we can either choose those or just emphasize recycling in general, we'll have a better response to it. So now that I've explained to you what our plastic waste problem is, what it does to our environment, and some of the solutions that we can use to help this problem, you should now understand a little bit more about how serious it is and that we need to take care of this problem before it continues to get worse. So now that you know that it is a big problem, something has to be done, or it will continue to rise, and then eventually we will have extremely large amount of landfills, extreme ocean pollution, and maybe even our own water pollution. So there are many solutions and different ways that you can help this problem. I gave you a couple little small things that you can even do yourself. So after hearing this, I hope that you keep this in mind and encourage the others around you to reduce waste and reuse and recycle, and that even if it's just you that's recycling, I promise you're making a difference. Thank you.